Hi everyone, so in the last video we established a sense of light and dark in this painting of a lamb and two sheep set in the Devon countryside in England. So the next step is to block in the area of sky. So I'm using conventional acrylic paint and I'm just mixing some titanium white with some cerulean blue, and I'm adding to that just a dash of burnt umber. And then we're going to apply that to the background of our painting to fill in the sky area. And you can see that I'm using a rather abused and damaged decorator's brush. And I find this a really useful little tool for creating either frayed effects or, as I'm doing now, just filling in blocks of colour at speed. And you can see I'm taking absolutely no care at all about going over the paint lines that I put down with the marker pen earlier on. And the reason for that is those marks are completely permanent, so I'm not going to smudge them, and they will show through to an extent through this first layer of paint, which is exactly what I want. I'm now going to add some titanium white to my mix to make things a little bit lighter and just lighten the area nearer the horizon. And then, having done that, I'm going to add some yellow ochre to the mix to create a green, and then I'm going to use that to block in the foreground. But before I do that, I've just remembered I'm going to add some ultramarine blue to my mix, and I'm going to use that to block in those distant hills. And I'm being careful to keep a little bit of texture into the marks I'm making. I don't want a completely uniform block of colour anywhere, really. So next thing, I'm going to add that yellow ochre that I mentioned before. Actually, on second thoughts, before I add the yellow ochre to the blue to create my green, I'm going to use the yellow ochre in its pure form to simply fill in some colour on these sheep, because that's a good middle tone, which when I overlay the original burnt umber penwork that I did, as you can see, that's showing through. So I'm going to get a nice variation in tone and colour, and in addition it will allow me to work both darker and lighter when it comes to finishing the description of the sheep. Just refreshing my brush there. So I'm applying this paint in quite a thin wash. I'm really just interested in getting rid of all the white and getting that first coat of paint down onto the paper. Seals the surface of the paper, so subsequent layers of paint, you'll find that they really do glide across the surface of the painting in a way that they don't with this first layer. Okay, so I think we'll leave that there for today. Blocked in the sky, the distant hills, and also established a nice mid-tone on the three animals. Next stage, in the next video, what I'll do is block in the field with a mix of the cerulean blue and the yellow ochre together, and that will create a nice green tone. Okay, hope you enjoyed this one. Please feel free to ask any questions you may have in the comments below.